Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be discussing the Resilience Atlas platform to support the Global Environment Facility Food Security Integrated Approach Pilot project. And this is a partnership of Conservation International through its Vital Signs program. So the point of the Resilience Atlas is to be able to display data sets and spatial layers in one centralized location in order to formulate insights around food security. So if we go straight to the website, foodsecurity.iap.resilienceatlas.org, you'll come to this map of sub-Saharan Africa. And first you'll see that the project sites for this food security project are highlighted on the map. So really this is a part of component 3, the monitoring and assessment of global environment benefits and agroecosystem resilience. And we're trying to look at regional resilience of food security for the project. Just a little overview of the Resilience Atlas. It's an easy to use platform where you see these layers here, these layer folders on the left side of the screen. So you can expand those and see that there are other nested categories underneath these main 3 categories. So the projects, showing the project sites, countries, on some administrative boundaries, contextual factors, stressors and shocks, assets and capacities, as well as some base map options if you want to change the base map that you're viewing. Now, these are in line with the guidance for monitoring of ecosystem services, socioeconomic benefits, and resilience of food security for the project. So they follow those 3 main categories. And I just wanted to show a basic overview of how you turn layers on and off in order to explore some data sets. So we'll start with the contextual factors. Of course, agriculture being a big part of food security, I'm going to expand the production systems and agriculture categories. Now we have a data set called maize production area. You can see where maize production has been modeled for sub-Saharan Africa. Now there's a couple of different buttons throughout these layers. So first I clicked on this button on the left, which turns the layer on and off. Some of the data sets are available for download. So this first button will be for layers if you would like to download a data set. The second I button gives some information. So this is from the spatial production allocation model called SPAM, which models global crop suitability. And is a data set that's has various agricultural data sets. So you can also expand under production areas. Of course, that being the maize data set, there's also, I think, over 30 different crops that you can view. Now, if I wanted to turn the transparency up and down, the third button here, the small raindrop button, will allow you to look at that. And then this final button is locate button. So if you've zoomed in and you want to reset to the extent of the data set, you'll click on that and it'll zoom back out. Why is this useful? Especially with the transparency data feature, what you can do is you can actually overlay data sets in the Resilience Atlas, and that's one of its most powerful features. All of these data sets have been curated so users can explore where they spatially occur. So for example, if I wanted to look at changes in primary productivity under stresses and shock, the degradation category, and changes in primary productivity, we have a productivity data set. Now you'll quickly see when you turn on more than one layer, there are difficulties in seeing exactly where things are. So I can zoom in. I'll just zoom into East Africa. So it's a bit difficult to see the 2 layers, which is when turning the transparency up and down can be a powerful feature of the Resilience Atlas. So now I've turned it down. I can see This data set, which was created by Conservation International, looking at land productivity. And this shows the increase or decrease. So you can see here in the legend, declining productivity is in that darker pinkish color, going up through the darker green of increasing productivity. Now, if I move a little bit further down, I can see that there's some of these pink spots where there are some concentrated areas of declining productivity. If I turn the maze area on and off in the legend, you'll also see there's 3 buttons. This first, again, reminding you the info information, the visibility on and off button, so I can just turn that layer on and off to see where maize is being grown, where we're also seeing a decline in productivity. This decline is from 2000 to 2015. So we see this area here in northern Tanzania where we can see maize production and declining productivity. Now, if we wanted to look a little bit to understand more about assessing the resilience of food security, we could look at a component showing some health outcomes. So if I add stunting, again, I turn the visibility off, I can see that there is roughly 40% of children experiencing stunting in this area just north of Tabora. So this can tell us a few things. You know, this perhaps can show that, you know, maize production is, of course, a prime driver of livelihood, a prime income generator in the area. At the very least, a main staple of people living in the area. And that they're seeing a decline in productivity. The same areas they're growing maize, and the same areas they're experiencing stunting, which is a negative health outcome for children. So that's just one example of how you could use the Resilience Atlas to derive some insights on resilience of food security.